In this video, I'm going to be going over the Chapter 12 test review. The first question says, the ice cream shop offers a choice of 3 cone sizes, 15 flavors, and 8 toppings. How many cones are possible if you can only choose 1 flavor, 1 topping, and 1 cone? So I'm going to go ahead and multiply these together. I am going to use my calculator, which gets me 360. My next one says Virginia license plates consist of 3 letters followed by 4 digits. How many license plates are possible? So, 3 letters is 26 times 26 times 26, because there's 26 letters in the English alphabet. And then when it says digits, that means numbers 0 through 9. There are 10 of those. So times 10 times 10 times 10, because I have 4 digits. I just want to go ahead and multiply this out. So 26 times 26 times 26 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, which gives me 175,760,000. Next one says, a month of the year is randomly selected. What's the probability of getting a month that does not begin with the letter A? So my months that begin with A are April and August. So I have all of my months equal up to a total probability of 1. And then I have 2 out of 12 that I don't want. I'm subtracting because it says does not. So 1 minus 2 divided by 12 gets me, turn this back into a fraction, 5, 6. My next question says the probability that it will snow tomorrow is 7 over 20. So number 4 says the probability that it will snow tomorrow is 7 out of 20. What's the probability that it will not snow tomorrow? That's keywords to subtract from 1. So I do 1 minus 7 over 20. And then I want to go ahead and I can use my calculator here, which gives me 13 over 20. My next one says a coin is tossed and a day of the week is selected. What's the probability of getting tails and then a day that starts with the letter T? I have Tuesday and Thursday for my days that start with T. So a coin is tossed, that's 1/2. And then starting with the letter T is 2 out of 7. So 1 divided by 2 times 2 divided by 7 is 1/7. Number 6 says the table shows results of a poll of 50 randomly selected students who are asked whether they prefer to watch hockey or football. Find each probability. The probability that a randomly selected student that prefers football is a girl. So, because the way this is phrased, because it says they prefer football, and then I need to know that they're a girl, I want 6 out of whatever my total football is, which is 24. So it gives me 0.25. I multiply by 100 to turn it into a percent. I get 25%. No need to have the percent symbol because it says the word. And it says the probability that a randomly selected boy prefers hockey. Because it's saying that I'm choosing the boy and that he prefers hockey, I'm going to have 10 on top. And because I'm only looking at boys, I need to know my total number of boys, which is 28. So 10 out of 28 is 5 out of, oh, no, let's go back. I wanted this one as a percent. Times that by 100. I'm going to round to my nearest percent because I'm pretty sure your test has you round to the nearest whole percent. 36%. At a snow cone shop, 72% of customers buy a pretzel with their snow cone. Only 15% buy a pretzel with cheese in their snow cone. What's the probability that a customer who buys a pretzel also buys cheese? So for this one, I'm going to take the 0.72 because 72% of people are buying a pretzel, and then, okay, sorry. So what I actually want to do here is I want to take the percent of the people who are buying the cheese with their pretzel and snow cone on top out of the percent of people who are buying a pretzel and a snow cone. So I'm going to do 0.15 divided by 0.72, and I'm going to round to 1 decimal or 2 decimal places because that's what they did. So I'm going to have 0.21 or 21%. This one says the table below shows the number of first class and coach passengers on a plane who checked 1 bag, 2 bags, or no bags. Find the joint, relative, and marginal frequencies. So what I need to do is I need to find the total for each of these. So I have 16 plus 12 plus 2 gives me 30 first class. 52 plus 60 plus 18 gives me 130 first class. Adding across, I have 16 plus 52 equals 68. 12 plus 60 is 72, and 2 plus 18 is 20. I can add down or add across for my total, which gives me 160. So what I want to do now is I want to divide all of these numbers by 160 to get my decimals here. So I'm going to have 16 divided by 160 gets 0.1. 12 divided by 160 gets 0.075. 2 divided by 160 gets 0.0125. 30 divided by 160 is 0.1875. 52 divided by 160 gets me 0.325. 60 divided by 160 gets me 0.375. 18 divided by 160 gets me 0.1125. 130 divided by 160 gets me 0.8125. And then I need to do my totals, so 68 divided by 160 gets me 0.425. 72 divided by 160 gets me 0.45. 20 divided by 160 gets me 0.125. And then 160 divided by 160 should give me 1. My totals should add down to these percents, and they should add across to these percents, and it should always add up to 1 in the bottom corner. Okay, it says based on number 8, the marginal relative frequency table, create a conditional relative frequencies based on the row totals. So because it says based on the row totals, I'm going to divide by the number at the end of the row. So these are the numbers I'm going to go ahead and divide by. So I'm going to have 16 out of 68 gets me let's do 3 decimal places, 0.235. The next one is 52 out of 68. I'm going to do 0.765. Then I have, for 1 bag, first class is 12 out of 72. 0.167. 2 bags, or 1 bag out of coach is 60 out of 72. 0.833. 0 bags first class is 2 out of 20, just 0.1. And 18 bags out of 20 is 0.9. Okay. It says credit cards place a 3-digit security code on the back of credit cards. What's the probability that a code starts with the number 2 or an even number? So I have 1 out of 10 numbers that are the number 2, and then even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, and some 0. Because I'm looking at the single digit. So there are 5 of those, but I have double counted this 2, so I need to subtract 1 out of 10. This gives me 4 tenths, or not 4 tenths, 5 tenths, because the ones cancel out. Which gives me 1 half. Okay, this one says you spin a spinner with the numbers 1 through 10. What's the probability of spinning a 5, which is 1 out of 10, or a prime number? So my prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7. That's it for those ones. So plus 4 out of 10. But I've double counted my 5, so I subtract 1 out of 10, which just gives me 4 tenths, or 2/5. Number 12 says the following marginal relative frequencies are found by randomly selecting adults and children and asking them if children under 16 should have a curfew. Given that the person is a child, what is the probability that the person voted no? So I have 0.4, and then because it specifically says given that they're a child, I'm going to divide by my total child, which is 0.19. Oops, not plus, divided by. Oops, not, I can't even add. Hold on. 0.55. .4 divided by 0.55 gives me 0.72. Let's do 7 for you. Let's round it to 2 decimal places because they did too. Okay, given that they voted yes, so I want to total this one up. It adds to 0.50. What's the probability they're an adult? So 0.35 over 0.50 is 0.70. The spinner below is spun. Find the probability that it lands on an odd number or black. So my odd numbers are 1, 11, 13, 15, 7, 3, 9, 5. So I circled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 1, 2, I'm going to count these like this. Okay, so I have 16. And then I need to count how many total blacks I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 blacks. And then I need to go ahead and count how many I've double counted that are black and odd. So ones that I circled and ones that I highlighted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8 plus 8 is 16, minus 5 is 11/16, and that doesn't simplify any further. The next one says there's 11 players on the baseball team. How many ways can the coach make a 9-player batting order? Because batting order is important, and I want to know which order they're going to go in. I'm going to do 16P9. So remember, I want to go math, arrow over to probability, choose choice 2, type in 16, type in 9, and it gives me this number. So let me put my commas in. 4,151,347,200. Number 15 says Natalie has 16 close friends. How many ways can she choose 5 bridesmaids to be in her wedding? She doesn't care where they're standing. She's just choosing her friends. Oops, yeah, 16. So, because order doesn't matter, I'm going to do 16C5. So then I go math, arrow over to probability, choice 3, 16, and then 5, 4,368.